There are many things that go bump in the night, but few are as unnerving as the sound of an owl's hoot echoing through the dark. But what if the owl doesn't make a sound at all? That's what makes these next few stories the stuff of nightmares. I've always loved owls. There's just something about their silent flight and their mysterious gaze that I find captivating. But I'm not the only one who feels this way. Hunters and hikers often report the same experience. They're out in the woods when suddenly an owl appears out of nowhere, gliding past them without a sound. It's like they vanish into thin air, and it's this silence that makes them so terrifying. Take, for example, the story of a hunter who was stalking a deer in the forest when he heard a twig snap. He turned to see a pair of glowing eyes staring back at him. Before he could react, the owl was upon him, its talons extended, ready to strike. The hunter, who had been carrying a small pistol, drew it and fired at the owl. But it wasn't enough to scare the bird away. The owl screeched and beat its wings furiously, but it stayed right there on the tree branch, staring at the hunter with its sharp gaze. After a few moments, it spread its wings and flew off into the darkness. And just like that, it was gone. The hunter never saw the owl again, but he still hears it screeching in his nightmares. But it's not just hunters who have these kinds of experiences. Hikers, campers, and nature lovers are also often stunned by the sudden appearance of an owl. In fact, there are so many reports of silent owls that there must be something to this phenomenon. Could there really be owls that can fly silently? And if so, why do they only appear to humans? Well, it turns out that there are several species of owls that can fly silently, including the eastern screech owl, the great horned owl, and the barred owl. These owls have special feathers that help them to muffle their sound, and they use this ability to their advantage when hunting for prey. But this doesn't explain why they seem to appear out of nowhere. As it turns out, there are a few reasons for that. First, owls are masters of disguise. Their coloration helps them to blend in with their Second, they're incredibly agile, which allows them to fly silently through the forest. Finally, they're nocturnal, which means they're active when we humans are least likely to see them. All of these factors contribute to the mysterious aura that surrounds these birds. But perhaps the most frightening thing about silent owls is their strength. Despite their small size, these birds are powerful predators. Their talons are strong enough to kill a small animal instantly, and their beaks are designed for tearing flesh. So if you ever hear a twig snap in the forest and turn to see a pair of glowing eyes staring back at you, run. Just run as fast as you can. You don't want to stick around to find out what those eyes belong to. It might just be an owl.